The Phoenix's Duel by Rahmanan. True strength is not found in the battles we fight, but in the choices we make to rise from the ashes, seek redemption, and forge a path of healing and forgiveness. Chapter 1. Shadows of Lost. Max trudged through the desolate streets of Urbis, his worn-out shoes scraping against the cracked pavement. The city, once vibrant and full of life, now mirrored the emptiness he felt inside. His steps were heavy with the weight of his losses, his heart consumed by grief and despair. Once a loving husband and a dedicated father, Max's life had taken a tragic turn. It began with the downturn in the economy that swept through the city, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. Max, like many others, lost his job as the company he worked for crumbled under the weight of financial turmoil. The loss of his job was just the beginning. Max's world shattered completely when he received the devastating news of his wife and children's untimely demise. A fatal car accident snatched away the most precious parts of his life, leaving him utterly alone in a sea of sorrow. In the aftermath of the tragedy, Max found himself adrift, unable to find solace or purpose. The once happy home that he and his family had shared became an empty shell, a constant reminder of the joy that was mercilessly stolen from him. And so, he left, seeking solace in the city's unforgiving streets. As Max wandered through the urban labyrinth, his heart weighed heavy with memories. He passed by the park where he had watched his children play, their laughter echoing in his mind. He saw the cafe where he and his wife had shared countless intimate conversations, now nothing more than an empty storefront. The city's relentless noise and towering skyscrapers only amplified Max's sense of isolation. Bustling crowds seemed oblivious to his pain, lost in their own lives and concerns. Max felt like a ghost, a forgotten soul, as he navigated the maze of unfamiliar faces and distant dreams. Survival became Max's only focus as he scavenged for food and sought shelter wherever he could find it. The nights were the hardest, long, cold, and filled with haunting memories. He sought refuge in abandoned buildings, their decaying walls and broken windows mirroring shattered fragments of his own existence. It was during one of these nights when rain poured down relentlessly, that fate intervened. Seeking shelter from the downpour, Max stumbled upon an abandoned building on the outskirts of the city. The structure stood as a decaying monument to forgotten dreams, its walls whispering stories of past lives. As he stepped into the dilapidated building, the air heavy with must and decay, Max felt a sense of temporary respite from the storm. The sound of rain pelting against the rooftop formed a melancholic symphony, matching the rhythm of his broken heart. He moved deeper into the building, guided by a dim light flickering in the distance. Following the feeble glow, Max found himself in a room illuminated by a single candle. In the corner, a figure sat hunched over, their face hidden in the shadows. Max's gaze locked theirs, and for a moment, time stood still. There was an unspoken understanding that passed between them, a recognition of shared pain and loss. Max approached cautiously, drawn to the stranger who seemed to share the weight of the world. As he neared, the figure slowly looked up, revealing a face worn by the passage of time. It was Ethan, a man whose exterior exuded an air of success and confidence, yet whose eyes betrayed a deep-seated sadness. Their eyes met, and at that moment, Max saw his own reflection, hollowed and haunted by the pain of his losses. And Ethan, too, glimpsed his own despair reflected in Max's eyes. Without exchanging a word, they acknowledged the unspoken bond that united them, two souls adrift in the wreckage of their lives. Max felt a strange mix of emotions, anger, resentment, and a flicker of curiosity. He wondered what demons Ethan carried, what secrets lay beneath his polished exterior. But more than that, Max couldn't help but feel a glimmer of hope, a belief that perhaps, in this chance encounter, lay an opportunity for redemption. As the rain continued to pour outside, Max and Ethan remained locked in that room, bound by the weight of their shared burdens. They were strangers, yet they carried within them the stories of countless shattered dreams and the scars of a world that had turned its back on them. Little did they know that their encounter was just the beginning of a journey that would test their beliefs, their motivations, and ultimately, their humanity. The stage was set for a clash of titans, a battle that would push them to their limits and force them to confront the shadows of their past. In the city of Urbis, where dreams were both made and shattered, Max and Ethan would face each other. And through their struggle, they would discover that sometimes, even in the darkest corners of life, hope can be found, and redemption is within reach. The story of the Phoenix's Duel was about to unfold, and their lives would never be the same again. To be continued. For more like this, like, share, and subscribe.